What's going on, folks? Well, good day there. Welcome to another build by, well, me, of course, Alex Labby. I've been building now since, 2015. Custom furniture, that is. And, I haven't built myself a lot of furniture pieces. I found myself to have a bit of a demand for a desk. Now, not just any desk. I needed a desk with a cool design that really, got me going. And also, I needed a desk for a specific space in my room. And I had a hard time finding this size desk with a drawer bank. So, what I found myself doing is scrolling through the black hole, some people may call Pinterest, and saw so many cool ideas, and I just couldn't make a commitment on anything. There's a certain style I was going for, and I was just having a hard time committing on a certain design. So I invite my buddy over for dinner, Dan Gray of the infamous Old Mountain Furniture Studio, and basically told him everything I just told you guys. And he said, well, what about this? And within about 30 seconds, we had the design. It was perfect. It was cool. It was unique, and I liked it. I was excited to build it. So thanks to Dan for sponsoring this build through his design efforts. Not to forget to mention Saha for sponsoring this build as well, for letting me use his shop. Thank you, Mr. Razcon. So Dan draws up this desk design in about 30 seconds. Maybe 25. And I thought that was perfect. Now I had this old walnut that I bought from this fella out in Buchanan, Georgia, who used to saw up wood for me. And he had this black walnut log laying around, and he asked if I would be interested in buying it. I was like, sure, yeah, I'll buy it. So that was probably 3 years ago, give or take. I made a run of cutting boards out of it, and I had a little bit left over, the perfect amount for the desk. Only problem was that I had a lot of sapwood and part of my stock. I didn't think the sapwood would hold up over time, but I wanted to use it anyways. So I decided to dye the sapwood black. Of course, I was going to make it pop with some brass hardware. Just to walk you guys through the build real quick, I started to mill up the wood and saw how pretty it was, and I was like, oh yeah, this is it. So, well, I knew it was it before, but I kept on keeping on, so therefore I ended up making the box and the legs just as you seen in the drawing, and then the top, and it all was coming together so lovely. Before you know it, I had a desk. Now, with the drawer box being a little bit like, you know what I mean. I wanted to get the most out of the drawer box, so I had to make the drawers themselves slanted on the side. And that was a little tricky because every single piece was a little bit different. The angle was the same, but all the pieces were different sizes, and that slowed down the build a little bit. That didn't stop me though. I figured it out, and with traditional undermount drawer glides, you gotta have a square box. My box wasn't square, so I decided to go with the old-fashioned wood glides, and I thought it added a touch of craftsmanship to the piece. First time I did that, and hey, it worked out. So there you go. After I got all that done, I had to oil her down. Got a couple coats of oil on it because I was going for that natural pop of the grain, and I think the wood just was so pretty not to leave as natural as I could. So I just oiled her down, a little coat of top wax, and well, tell me what you think. Now, for those of you who may not know, Labby's Woodwork and Labby's Trading Company, it's not in full operation anymore. I fancy the idea of being able to do these builds a few times a year for myself and friends and family. I still have access to an awesome shop. I was fortunate enough to build quite the network with like-minded builders. So Dan Gray at Old Mountain always holds me to my abilities, or, you know, we're always talking shop. That's it. So special thanks to Razcon, for whom I've worked for over the years at Saha Furniture and Design. And as always, nice having Dan Gray around to kind of bounce ideas off of. But just to get you guys out of here, I've started a different career, completely different to building, but now I can build for fun, and that's it. Anyways, folks, thanks for watching, and that's all I got.